I'd like to go back and pull on another string you were talking about before when you were burned out. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's almost the same stuff. How do you get past the burnout? And
That comes back to the learning part of it, right? So at this point in my real career, where I now freelance doing like I'm head of product for a startup. So that it means that I'm like designing screens for software, working on like mobile apps, and working on kind of just that sort of thing. And for me, that is a different application of similar skills that I used as a creative director, right? So they're not as explicitly like you need a campaign headline or you need a this or that, but it is about putting yourself in the mindset of person that's going to be using the thing that you're doing, and how do you make it like a novel, interesting, useful experience for them, which very much translates also to the donuts, right? Like I treat the donuts as like they should be like an experience. So they come with a pink felt bag, so you have kind of like the pink box that you get your donuts in. Everybody, you always get that little moment of reveal at the table, and you get to then crack open the donuts and see the dice. That's also true for the software. Is I want people to open up the software, and it shouldn't just be like a pedestrian display of stuff, but there should be something about it that makes them go like, "Oh, this is a really thoughtful way to present this information. This is a really thoughtful way to access this tool that I need, this report that I need, whatever that is." And as far as like burnout goes, I'll be honest, like on the marketing advertising side, I kind of aged out of the business, which is not anything I really thought of when I was younger, but it's very true, particularly now in advertising. Business has changes so much so frequently that a very long run in the business, and I'm still happy to help people out when they need help, but I'm just not as willing to put the work in to kind of stay on top of the bleeding edge curve. And part of that is because I hit a point where I was like, oh wait, they're asking for a new solution to this problem that has been solved like 1,000 times over. So you just end up kind of coming back to, well, my experience tells me that it's one of these, here's the problem. And I would come back and say, well, my experience says you got to do X, Y, and Z. And once I've done X, Y, and Z for 100 people 1,000 times, I just hit a point where I'm just like, I'm kind of bored with doing that for them. So I was looking for other things that I wanted to do. And that's where the product stuff came in. I've always been really fascinated by the idea of kind of like edutainment as a thing, right? The idea that you can both educate and entertain at the same time. And I just find that whole process to be really interesting.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Origins, a Creative Journey, a Designer Con podcast. Please follow and subscribe on whatever platform you're streaming us on, and check us out on Instagram at Origins, a Creative Journey. And if you have any suggestions or questions or comments, email us at deconpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure to get your tickets and hotel deals now for DesignerCon's 20th anniversary celebration in Las Vegas, Nevada, November 14th through 16th, 2025. I hope to see you there, but in the meantime, go make some art.